What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Submission Fishing Live. I'm your host, Muto. Glad everybody can join today. Let's see who we got in. Cal, what's going on, man? And you're usually not here till like 15 minutes in. Glad you can make first one too. Oos, Cal, Zach, Oos, Salty, Oos. Good to see you, man. Good stuff. Not much, Zach. What's new? Just waiting for the weekend. Almost there. Was it Thursday? A couple more days and we'll be out to fishing. Looks like everybody's going out doing something different. Jessica Oos, thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Good stuff. So let's see what we got here today. There are actually a couple few things in the news fishing wise that I wanted to go over. You guys can check them out. First one you can go to is safefishing.com. Basically it's sport boats trying to get together and petition to have looks like there's some laws or something that are going to go into effect. They're trying to do like 2022 some like engine modifications or something to the diesel engines that they're trying to push. Apparently it's like my understanding that like the technology is not there, or anything like that, but it's something with like the environmental laws. So it's big for the sport fishing boats. They're either going to have to like modify their like their holes or put in totally different motors, but from my understanding, it's not a good thing for the fishery or for us or for the sport boats. So if you guys like going on sport boats, check it out. Read it yourself, do your own homework, make your own decisions, see what you want to do with it. But safefishing.com, if you guys want to check that out, maybe just see what our fellow friends with the sport boats are up to and see if you agree with them and sign the petition if it helps you guys. Also, there was another petition going around. One was for, I think I saw this in the Discord. There was a petition for like the Corvina fishery. I guess somebody's trying to get it. They're trying to get it. What's the word I'm looking for? Regulated. So I saw that one going around too. I'm not so sure about that one. I don't know how I feel about that. But definitely, again, check that one out. I know it was a push. I think they're trying to have the Corvina regulated to 15 inches by the fishery. So apparently it's not regulated by the fishery here in San Diego or San Diego Fish and Game. It's my understanding like the Corvina came in like 1997 or something. I'd read up on it a little bit. And I guess the argument against is that they're not indigenous to the bays, San Diego Bay and Mission Bay. But I know some of the fishermen are arguing that they are or that they should be regulated. So it's interesting. So definitely look into that and check that out too. So I'm about to see where you guys are fall on that one. So we got safefishing.com, sport boats, then the Corvina petition. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do on the Corvina one. I'll have to double check, do some more reading on it. I don't know if it's in danger or if there's an issue. I think if the Fish and Wildlife hasn't done any surveys on it, I don't know if it's in danger or not. I don't really know, but people are trying to push for 15-inch Corvina, I guess, to harvest. So interesting stuff. Check it out. The news is out there. You guys do some work. Go make a difference. Saltwater Slayer, what's going on, man? Oos, thank you. Down in SD. Oos, Captain Adobo, what's going on? Leonard, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Eric, got the $ sign on the end. I like that. Cash money.
This should be the new thing.
Cash money, Eric. In the house, the Oos with the $ sign. I like it, man.
Put that on a hat.
Yeah, we'll put that on a hat for you. Just yours, though. We'll give you the S at the bottom. Yeah, so anything new with me? Let's see. I've been doing a lot of surf fishing. I hurt my back actually doing jiu-jitsu Monday. I tweaked it out, so I haven't been training. Usually I do weightlifting and jiu-jitsu alternating, but we did some rolling Monday and I kind of screwed it up. So instead of working out in the morning, I've been going to the beach, and usually I walk like 3 miles, and then I was just doing some surf fishing. So that's pretty cool. I'm not much of a surf fisherman. I haven't done much of it. But just out here in the local waters in Carlsbad, I just bring a small rod. And it's been pretty good. Caught some surf perch, and I go out there with the Carolina rig. I just do a little 1 ounce leader. I was using like a little small circle hook, and I just dig for sand crabs. So I was going out there waiting for the tide to go in, dig up some sand crabs and toss them out there, and it's pretty cool. Something new. It's still fishing. Totally different though. You know what? Surf fishing is like, it's definitely fishing. You know what I mean? It's not like catching. Like, I would say most of the time, I don't catch anything when I'm surf fishing. It's usually skunk city. And when you do, it's like it's a bite, maybe an hour or two, or maybe you get two an hour. It's not a real, like, it's not like kayak fishing. When you go out on a kayak, it's like, how many fish am I gonna catch? Is it gonna be 20? Is it gonna be 40? It's gonna be 10. Like, you catch fish when you go kayak fishing. Surf fishing, man, it's a different. And kayak fishing is almost like catching. I've never skunked on my kayak yet. I'm sure it'll happen. It's bound to happen. But and surf fishing, it's like, that's definitely fishing, because there's no guarantee you're gonna catch anything. Man, reading the surf is tough. That's what I've been trying to do. What's cool though is when you're in Carlsbad, I don't know if you guys have been up here, but there's a whole walkway above, and you can see like the entire beach. There's like a mile long walk where it's elevated, so you can like survey the whole surf ground. It's pretty cool. And I've been trying to identify, looking at the bars and seeing where it breaks, trying to find the pools. It's been good stuff. So lots of good practice doing that. Not something I normally do, but it's been fun. Even if it's slow, it's just a totally different thing. But if I'm going surf fishing, I'm not really going out there to just, slay a bunch of fish. Mostly just going out there to relax, be quiet, not listen to anything, just wade into the surf and throw a line out. But that's been good. So that's been different for me. Trying to step my surf game up. Hopefully, if I get good at it, I'll have some tips for you guys. But right now, I'm still learning that too. Dave Rage, what's going on, man? Oos, thank you. Welcome. Tell me about it. Yeah, man. Shore pounding's tough. Even like shore pounding's not too bad if you're like if you're in the bays. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to San Diego Bay and Mission Bay, it's not as easy or as productive as a kayak or a boat. Like, getting off the water is the key. But at least in a bay, you don't have it's the surf itself is the actual is the struggle. Like, a lot of times when the surf's crashing down and you're like, how are fish even in here? Like, you can't see, it's sandy, the waves are crashing, but you can catch fish. It's crazy. Like, you just got to go like past the sandbars. You got to, if they're breaking, you don't want to go there. You want to find that inlet, like the little fish highway where they're going in. It's super technical, but yeah, shore pounding is tough. Shore pounding is tougher than, I feel like there's like boat fishing and then kayak fishing, then shore pounding and surf fishing. As far as like productivity, at least in my eyes. I mean, that's how it's been. Even when somebody goes out in the surf fish, it's like, if they're slaying it, I mean, maybe they get a couple fish, right? I hardly see anybody, just one cast after the other yanking them in the surf fish. It's definitely a different technique for sure. Get away from the wife. Oh, Eric, was that surf fishing? Is that why you go out, get away from your wife? Danny, what's going on, man? You and Salty, you got the head-to-head coming up, right? That'll be exciting.
I'm right here.
Jessica's right here. She can hear you, Eric. She's not very pleased with your comments. Yeah, Spotty Bowl. So Spotty Bowl's over for me. That's it. We went to Mission Bay last week. Didn't get it done. Yeah, it was a tough outing. I was out there throwing it. Million cast. Found a ton of fish. Early. I'll just give you guys a little insight. And for those of you that are still in it or not in it, I mean, what I found, Mission Bay's never been like my go-to. I went and pre-fished that Thursday and didn't do too well. Realistically, I looked around. I didn't go to my usual spots. I looked around for different areas, but I didn't find anything. I went out deep, went to some different harbors, or not harbors, but like docks a little further north from where you launched from Dana. So then Spotty Will came around. I went to my usual spot, and I mean, the fish were there. So it wasn't like there was no fish and I just was staying, right? It wasn't like I wasn't catching anything. Within the first hour, I've got my limit. I got my 5, got my bag before even 7 o'clock came around. And then even between that, I was catching quite a bit of fish. It shut off for me at about 11, I'd say. The fish production pretty much just came to a standstill. Maybe I got like 1 or 2, but it was just nothing big. Everything I pulled up was like 12 inches, 13 inches. And they just weren't there for me. I know Leonard was fishing in the same area, and he was able to catch 2 legals from there. So the legals were there. There were definitely some there. It is what it is. I mean, that's the fishing game. Lots of fish, just nothing of size. I was throwing it, and apparently the name of the game was shallow water. From my understanding, where everybody else was fishing, it was a lot more shallow, which is interesting for me. For some reason, it's like I've never done well like in shallow water, and I haven't fished Mission Bay that much, especially those shallow ends. Like I've been to the SeaWorld area, which is what, like 9 feet, 9 or 6 feet or something crazy. It's like super shallow. Um, I've caught like one fish there, at SeaWorld before, and then I go back. Um, and it's funny. And afterwards, when you hear people talking, you ask them, where they were when they caught fish. I was like, oh man, I should have just went there. Oh, I should have checked it out. I should have went to that area, but you don't know. If I'd have known that, I would have went. But like I said, it wasn't like I was not catching fish. If I was just skunking out, I definitely would have moved, which I almost wish would have happened because it would have forced me to move. But the fact that I was catching fish, but they were just dinks after dinks after dinks. But like I said, even Leonard caught a couple legals where we were. So it's not like they weren't there. It is what it is. That's fishing. I mean, you can't put them on the hook. You can't get I've gone to where I know the big ones are, where I've killed 16 inchers before, and they just weren't showing up. So it is what it is. I guess we got another crack at it coming up, right? Fighting for like 5th or 6th place or something like that. So get some revenge on Mission Bay. So I'm kind of excited just to fish it again, learn, get something new. It's always a learning experience. You take your failures, and it's like, that's where you learn. You learn so much. It's like the things that I didn't know when you're just going out there crushing it, you learn these different areas or fish are shallow. And I'm like, I've never had success with spotties shallower, but now it is. And I've kind of documented like what had happened. And I think the water had turned. It got colder than it was. I know everybody was kind of struggling out there, even the guys out in La Jolla and stuff. I was on comms with them just talking. And I think kind of the water turned, and it's just my theory, but I think they went more shallow to get into some of the warmer water. And I didn't really put 2 to 2 together. But now I know, at least I can check it out and at least make a move to some more shallower waters and give it a shot. But because I've tried those places in the past and just had no luck. So I'm like, why would I go there? I've searched there a million times and never found them, but it is good stuff. I mean, we were out there fishing. So how bad can it be? On one end, it's like, it's disappointing, spotty bull, not going to win. But on the other end, I don't have to deal with worrying about going on my other trip on the 28th. I mean, that was honestly like wearing on me a lot. I was really torn about what to do. Like I said, for those of you who don't know, I chartered a boat for my company. It's like we got 30 people going, and it cost a lot of money. And I was like, do I go? Do I don't go? So I don't have to worry about that anymore, which is actually really cool. Get to go see my brother, my friends, and everybody that's coming along, my coworkers. So it's kind of a relief in one end, disappointment and relief, but it could be worse, right? I have to give up one fishing trip for another one. So it is what it is. But yeah, Mission Bay was tough for me. I think I actually missed the show Wednesday, so I don't know who went on, to be honest with you. My sister came down, and she came and visited. It was kind of like a surprise visit. I haven't seen her in like a year or two. My younger sister, she's like 14 years younger, so she came and stayed for a night and 2. Yeah, I threw it. Salty. You know what's funny was like people were bringing that up. Listen, I did not throw it. I just want people to be aware of that. Like, who was it? I saw Eric, and he asked me, "Did you even try?" I'm like, dude, I was trying. Like, I did try to get after it. I did not throw the match. Don't believe that. Jesse, he outdid me. Jesse got me. Jesse, Adobo, and Brian. Nice.
Down SD says he's going to be surf fishing Carlsbad State Beach in a few weeks.
Oh, who was that?
Down in SD.
Oh, down in SD. Yeah, man, hit me up on Discord. You're going to fish Carlsbad State Beach in a few weeks. I live up here in Carlsbad. I'm literally, I think that's where I was. I literally live a mile and a half from the beach. So I could just hit me up on Discord. I'll come down and, we'll fish if you want to. If you don't want company, dude, I totally understand that too. I'm all about that solo fishing life sometimes, but yeah, if you do, hit me up. You can show me some of your skills. Maybe you can teach me something. I don't think I can teach you much in the fish. Yeah, Jesse and Adobo and Brian. See, my prediction was for Spotty Ball. I think the person that's going to win it is probably somebody that didn't win any. It's going to be like Adobo, right? Somebody that didn't win any of the first places like the whole time, that just kind of came out of nowhere and is the sleeper. It's just how it goes. They ever watch like the football playoffs or the March Madness in basketball? It's never. How often is it like the first seed or whatever ever wins? It's like never. It almost never happens. It's always like a wild card or the team that's just playing the best at the time. It's anything. It's week to week, especially fishing. Like it's not like there's a component of you can go out there and prepare and do your best to find the fish, but there's still like that. The fish still got to bite, right? There's that whole other component that you cannot control. That's why it makes it's exciting too. It's because you don't know. It's like a gambling aspect to it. You're going out there giving it your best shot. There's a whole skill to it, but then there's still that luck factor where you gotta hope that the right fish at the right time, gets on you. So yeah, it is. Harbor
Harbor's on fire.
Channel Harbor's on fire right now. Like on fire, Leonard, or like it's in fuego. It's like fishing is hot.
Everything's on fire. So.
Dave Rage lived in Carlsbad Village for 2 years. It was great. Yeah, I lived there right in the village for 7 years. Just rented a place right there in downtown. And now I just live like a mile up the street. So I'm in Old Town, right above the village. Wider advisory for Mission Bay right now. I don't know, Leonard. I'll have to look into that. So Leonard wants to know why there's a water advisory in Mission Bay. I'm not sure. We'll have to check it out. 21st to the 28th, and I'd love to roll too. Yeah.
He does jiu-jitsu?
You do jiu-jitsu down in SD? If you do, yeah, come to Carlsbad, Alliance Carlsbad. Or is that you, Roy? Because I was like, well, that would make sense. That maybe I don't recognize your name, but yeah, if you do, Alliance Jiu-Jitsu in Carlsbad, it's right there in the village. I think I was talking to you on Discord about that, but yeah, hit us up, man. We'll definitely roll for sure. My back's on the mend. I'm old, anyways. You don't have to go too crazy. So it's a spotty Facebook page, Saltwater Slayer. Oh, interesting, Leonard. Oh, the spotty fire. Well, we like spotty fire. We don't like real fire. But yeah, so that was my Mission Bay story. Like I said, I don't have anything sensational. It wasn't like anything went wrong or anything like that. It was just I was throwing my jigs. Dude, I tried like every shape, every color. I ditched the slow pitch for a while. I tried the A-rig. I did a little drop shot fishing, and the catching was fine. Just the beasts were not to be had. It is what it is. Eric had a question. So Eric wants to know if you can use slow pitch jigs at night. So you're going to the bait barge Friday in San Diego Bay. He's going down to the bait barge. And yeah, slow pitch jigs work at night. Last time we went out for the night session was at a few weeks ago, or at the beginning of July. I was throwing the slow pitch jigs and catching them. Pretty much anything. The same stuff works. The colors are debatable. Some people will tell you go with dark colors or match like the dark, go with black or something. I throw everything that I throw in during the day, and I was catching some monsters, some big hogs. I would recommend, I don't know what you have, but go heavy. This is the one I slayed on. This is a 40 gram. It's called the Jig Par. It's the semi-long. You can get these at, I know Dana Landing has these. It's 40 gram, but this one, you can get it in whatever color probably you want, but I've smashed so many sand bass on this thing. It's freaking crazy. And also, I got like a huge halibut hooked up on those, probably like a 30-inch halibut that broke off right at my kayak right there at the bait barge. So make sure you got something heavy enough because you're going to be usually 40, 50 feet over there at the bait barge. You can use your light stuff, but I probably wouldn't free float it all the way down. It's going to drift too far. For that, and maybe if you're going to use a light one, send it down with tension, and then just slow pitch it up with your new rod. Pitch it as you come up 10 feet, and then maybe drop it down. If you just want to let it flutter the whole way, I'd probably go like a 40 gram. But yeah, you can use them at night. Like I said, they were working for me. I think other people were using them. Dario, I believe, was using I think just like a slug on a jig head. He caught his PB. But yeah, really any of that stuff works. What I didn't do was fish harder. That's true. I don't know, bro. Dude, I was fishing my ass off. Is the one thing I do is like I was casting. That's all you can do, right? The more you cast, the more chance you have at catching fish. And I kept waiting for it. I just kept waiting for the one, but I should have just moved. But I didn't have anywhere else to go. I don't know. Like I said, Mission Bay, I don't have a lot of knowledge of. The only time I've really fished there is like maybe a pre-fish or two, and then the times that I've gone during Spotty Bowl. So I don't have like a real extensive knowledge of like all the place. Most people name a place in Mission Bay. I don't even know where the hell it's at. They were like telling me, "Oh, I was at so and so island or this," and I'm like, I don't know where that is, dude. I have no clue. But it was good. Rubbing the bottom of my ski with uni butter and find any sense I can find. Yeah, man. Go get some fish frosting. Submissionfishing.com. Rub this on the bottom of your boat, man. You get bit. I know Eric was using it. Tell him the secret, Eric. Let him know what you were using. Squid or shrimp? Leonard says, I was getting a sand bass on the 40 gram last time we were there at the bait barge. Yeah. 40 gram slays, man. 40 gram is where it's at the bait barge. I got broke off twice last weekend. Bay both times. Yeah, so you got broke. Dude, I didn't even catch anything big enough to like break me off. Just super small fish, dude. Crazy. And I saw you most of the day too, so I know we were fishing similar waters. So I think they're still there. I don't even think where I was fishing was like a mistake. Was what it was. Wrong place, the wrong time. 60% of the time it works every time. That's right. Every 100 casts, maybe you'll get one. Shrimp. There you go. So Eric was using the shrimp frosting. You had your best day ever. So I'm proud of you, Eric, dude. That's awesome. He said he was working the slow pitch with little micro jigs this weekend. And that's cool to hear because, I mean, that's like my go-to. It's what I've been preaching, showing videos about. It's like my best lure probably. And I know you haven't been doing well with it. So to hear that you just absolutely crushed it. Sometimes it's just that moment that clicks. Like, you know, you be using it, it doesn't work. And then for whatever reason, you get the feel or something changes. And then you find, at least that's what it's like for me. Whenever I do something or fishing, it's until I start catching fish regularly. Then I realize it's like, it's something small I'm doing. Either I'm retrieving and I'm noticing it's on the pause, or it's a certain speed in which I'm retrieving back that I'm getting the bites, or it's the way I'm free spooling, or I start to learn like the way that and now I know when I'm doing the micro jigs and pitching them down that even when the line's not coming off the reel right, I know I'm like, that doesn't feel right. And I'm not going to get bit because there's like a certain speed that I've dialed in. And that's just doing it, man. You just got to dial it in and get the feel. And then once you get the feel for it, man, you can smash it. Sounds awesome.
Salty.
Danny Boy Fishing. This is the stuff. The fish frosting. I make this stuff, but I sell it at my website. I just started selling it with like the last 2 weeks. It's just go to submissionfishing.com. You can find it, or fishfrosting.com. This is like the squid scent. Basically what I did was like I had this salt where I was brining baits, you know, like squid and shrimp. When that's nothing new. And then I would take it on boats or when I'd go out kayak fishing, like cut bait. And basically it's the same idea. It makes it super tough. And then you don't have to refrigerate it and you can use it. And that stuff just works. It slays like crazy. But I have all this salt, right? Like the shrimp salt and the squid salt. And I was like, and I would throw it away. And I got to the point where I'm like, I mean, you open the thing, it smells like shrimp and squid. I have all this salt that smells like shrimp and squid. So it took me a while, like a year of just, you know, testing and what do they call it? R&D and letting the other guys fish it and figuring out a way to like put it in a compound that works. So basically I put the salt itself into this mixture. We call it the fish frosting. And so basically the salt, once it goes on the lure, the idea is that it dissolves. So the salt itself has trapped the juice and then it doesn't dissolve in this, but then once it goes in the water, it just starts to, you know, dissipate. And man, it works like crazy. I got some videos where I've been showcasing it. So I'll put those out pretty soon. I've been putting like the shrimp on shrimp jigs and catching with the shrimp, like trying to match like the bait. Dude, and they choke that thing. I mean, they suck it down like I've never seen. So I use that a lot too. I use it on my slow pitch lures a lot. I'll throw it on like the just a light coating, and then I'll put some on the like that braided line that the assist hooks are on, and like the O-ring and stuff wherever it holds. I mean, just any little thing, will get it. But soft plastics for sure. I mean, that stuff's where it's at. Yeah, Eric, thank you. My company sells fish scents. That's kind of how I started the whole thing, because I started the fish frosting just out of nowhere, and it was like, then I started submission fishing as like the parent company for fish frosting, and then started doing the YouTube videos. It is, so it's like it's kind of the whole thing, but it all kind of emanated from me making the fish frosting. It wasn't like, oh, I started a YouTube channel and then let me sell something. It was like I had this fish frosting, and then I was like, how can I get the word out about that? So yeah, that's the story.
Sound fishing says, oh,
You use it tomorrow, Zach. Yeah, heck yeah. Tell me how it goes. You guys, give me the report. Tell me what you like about it, don't like about it. If you're catching fish, tag us on Instagram on it, hashtag it, throw up pictures of the fish with the fish frosting, and that viral marketing. I mean, that's the stuff that helps. That's what gets the word out. So if you guys are using it, just tag a fish on it and let people know that it works. I mean, that would help me out greatly. So I really appreciate it.
sound fishing, shout out.
Sound fishing, Oos, what's going on, man? Welcome. Those of you guys that see everybody saying Oos, basically means they liked the video, they gave it a thumbs up. So if you guys can do that, I really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot. Let's see what else I got on the agenda for you guys. Yeah, we went over Mission Bay. Saltwater Slater has a question. Can I use a slow pitch jigs on my spotty combo casting? Yeah, I mean, it should be fine. If you're using like the micro jigs, honestly, it's not like a true slow pitch in the essence that like you would like. A real slow pitch is actually the pitch of the jig when you reel it up. The whole idea, we'll get into this a little bit if you guys want to hear, but the whole idea of a slow pitch is the bite comes when it's vertical, when it's fluttering down. In a traditional slow pitch setting, the idea is when you're fishing them deep, or like the bigger jigs, these are the smaller micro jigs, is that when you reel up with the rod and a special slow pitch rod, or you can yank it up, it comes up, and as it levels out, it goes, and then you yank it up again, it comes up, and the pitch it pitches sideways. So every time you pull it, it'll pitch in a certain direction, and when it turns horizontal is when you get the bite. That's real slow pitch jigging. What we call slow pitch jigging, we're not really like, I pitch them sometimes, I put them on the bottom and I pop it so I get the action a few times, but really we're just dropping them because we're so shallow, like 20 feet or less. Instead of popping it, I just free float them from the top, and that way you get the vertical, or not the vertical, you get the horizontal slide the whole way down, and that's usually when you get bit. So what you're saying is, yes, when you're shallow in the docks and stuff, you don't have to worry about pumping the rod. The bait bars you can, but if you're like 20 feet or less, just cast it out and let it do its thing. That's what the micro jigs do. The micro jigs, that are smaller than this, like the 20 and 10 gram, they're actually designed to be cast and retrieved. And what those do is you cast them, they flutter down, and as you retrieve it, pop it. You pop it towards yourself, it'll flutter down. Pop it towards yourself, it'll flutter down. Keep bouncing it off the bottom, and it'll come up and flutter. It'll come up and flutter. It'll come up and flutter. That's what you're looking for. But on your initial cast, it'll flutter down too, and that's usually where you get the bite. So like I use the micro jigs like everybody else is doing. We use the micro jigs, the short casting jigs, and basically are fishing them like slow pitch jigs. We're taking those micro jigs that are actually meant to be cast from shore, and we're just dropping them at the docks. Since it's 20 feet, they just flutter down, and that's usually when the bite happens. So yeah, your regular combo should be fine. Really, the specialty slow pitch rods only work when you're like vertical, when you're in a kayak or in a boat or something like that. So get those small micro jigs. They're actually designed to be cast from shore, and you don't need like a super noodly special rod. Actually, a little stiffer is probably better, so you can pop it off the ground, pop it off the ground, pop it off the ground, and that falls where you're going to get the bite. So hopefully that works out for you. If you're going to use in your spotty casting combo, I would say probably if you're going with like the 10 grams and lower, I'd probably just use a really small spinning rod. That's what I use. So the line comes off that bail really quick. Most conventional reels, I don't think cast the micro jigs as well, and I don't think they let enough slack out to flutter. They do work. I've done it, but probably a light spinning for those little micro jigs, man. They'll catch for sure. Zach, I can see us getting a royalty. Yeah, man.
Stock options.
Tell them put in your name in the checkout.
Stickers for sure.
I'll make sure. I mean, I'll throw you some stickers or something like that. Yeah, stock options. There you go, guys. Sell enough, I'll put you in there. I won't forget you guys. Give you some shares. I heard that you shouldn't reel as it flutters down. Yeah. Do I need to reel first, then pop it, or do you reel while you pop it? So, yeah, don't reel it. You can reel to bring it up, but if you don't have a slow pitch rod and you're just using a conventional rod, my suggestion is when you let it hit, just lift the rod tip up. So when this thing's sitting on the ground, when you pull it up, it's going to come up 5 feet, and then follow the rod down slowly and just let the slack do its thing. Once it hits the bottom again, pop it up. It'll go up vertically and it'll fall down again. Give it like 3 to 4 pops and then just move on probably to the next one. But if you've got a rod, I know like Dario has and I have, I know Eric got one where they're actual slow pitch rods, and we have one that work with the 20 grams where each crank, the rod actually bends and it fires the jig up. So every time you crank, it fires it up, and then you don't reel again, you let it go. Then you do one crank, it'll pull the jig up and it'll flutter down again. So you don't want to keep reeling because it'll just pull it up vertically. Pull it up, let it slack out, let it do its thing, and it'll wobble down. Yeah, so don't reel as it flutters, because then it won't flutter if you're reeling and fluttering. If you're just using a normal rod, I would just say lift the rod. So on the bottom, pop that thing like 4 times. But on the pop, as you come up, follow it down. That way you're giving it as much slack as you can. Because if you pop it up and you don't fall and you hold it up and then follow it down, you're just going to be putting the jig like this. It's not going to do you any good. So you want to pop it up and then follow it down so that it slacks out and turns and then wobbles down. Because the bite always happens when these things, almost never when they're vertical. The bite happens when they go horizontal. So that is the key. You want these things as horizontal as long as possible to get the bite. I don't know about Sunday or Saturday. They were biting, just not the big ones. But I think everybody else was killing it on the slow pitch or the micro jigs. Saltwater Slayer, get a BG. Yeah, the BG's a good reel. I have one. Those in the Pen Battle 3 are like my spinning reels.
Salty says, disappointed he didn't take the name I offered for 10%. And Saltwater Slayer wants to know how to fish the Deniki axe.
Still disappointed you didn't take the name I offered for 10%. What was the name, Salty? I don't even remember. Was it like Muto's Madness? Was that yours? I think that was Eric's. I don't really remember. I don't know. The fish frosting, it's just like, it looks like frosting. Like when you see this stuff, it's like chunky in the way it holds together. It like, I don't know. No, it's sometimes when you catch a fish and it's like on their face and it looks like they ate frosting. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm basically using a glorified stick. Yeah, Zach, then just pop the rod. Just lift the rod, stick up. It'll pull the jig up. But remember, pick it up and follow it down fast enough so that there's no tension in the line. I'd say go 3 pops and then probably move on. They're probably going to catch it on the fall this shallow. Every now and then, 1, 2. On the 4th one, I get hit, so it's worth it. You're already down there, so it's worth the bounce for sure. Bounce it a few times. Saltwater Slayer says he likes the BG better than the Fuego because I've heard the Fuego bends in the stem. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the BG's good. I know what we're talking about is spinning reels. The Daiwa BG, it's like their $100 range reel, but that's a good reel. I feel like everybody here seems like they've got one. That one, and then the Pen Battle 3. They're like those things. They compete with each other. They're like the same kind of class of reel. I have both. I like them both. I don't think you can go wrong with either. personally. It's all in the cadence. What does Salty say? Fast enough to not get in the grass, slow enough to be more than 1 foot off the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta just do it and find the rhythm for sure. Watch the line for sudden changes in the fall. Yeah. So Captain Double is saying watch the line for sudden tension changes on the fall rate. Yeah. A lot of times too, when you think you hit the bottom and you felt something weird, you probably got a bite. Like when it came up and then suddenly like your line just slacks out, start reeling because you probably got hit by a fish. Something picked it up. Salty, it was so good you don't remember either. Must have been a great name, man. I feel like it was good. We'll give it to you. I'm sure it was clever. Question about your frosting since it was out in the sun the day before. It looks like the material separates. Do you mix it up every time? Usually, yeah, you can mix it up. Normally, I haven't had that happen. Maybe once I left it in my car. But yeah, you should mix it and it'll be fine. But yeah, normally I keep it in my little shelf and it's okay. BG saltwater rated, yeah. 2500 BG. Yeah, that's a good one, man. So let's see, where are you guys going? So this weekend, what is everybody's plans? I'm going out Newport on Sunday. Gonna go hit a boat. They're still getting us some tuna up there, so hopefully we can get some. Going on the Yellowtail. I'm gonna go out to Catalina. Bought another setup. Got one for Jessica. Got like a tuna setup. We didn't have one big enough. She had a spinning reel setup, which is 6,500 on a nice stick. But her rod is basic. That setup is for like bonito, yellowfin tuna, dorado, stuff like that. But for these big tuna, we had to go get like another. I just went and got a California rod from Turner's. What is that, like the Tri-Helix or something like that? And then got another Fathom 40 spooled up with. I got 80 pound. I just went ham. Got the big one. So we're gonna be going out there. Should be all set up to go. Yeah, I text you and ask you if you need a tune-up setup. You said you did. Yeah, the answer is always yes. You're like, do I? I said, I don't know, do you? And you said yes. And then got a bass battle on my fishing quest Saturday. Nice.
Where does Cal work? What game?
Oh, you got a boss battle. What's your boss battle? Salty, you going out to La Jolla again? Or are you going to pre-fish? My goal this week is to go out fishing, catch a fish. Saltwater Slayer, easy. You got it, man.
Good goal.
Get the fish frosting. My choices. Good choice, Saltwater Slayer. That's a good one. So you guys are going, Dave Rage is going Sunday to La Jolla. I think Saturday, my back's feeling a lot better, so I don't think I'm going to roll tomorrow at jiu-jitsu. I think I'm going to take a day off, but then I'm going to go Saturday. I think I'm going to launch out of Carlsbad. So if anybody wants to join me, I've never done it before. I was checking out the beach. I know where to launch. It's like in front of the power plant. It's similar to La Jolla where you just park on the side, but you got to get there early because there's only parking on the beach side. And once that fills up, I know there's nowhere to park, but if you get there early, it's not a big deal. And then there's just a ramp that goes down and we can launch right where the canyon is. So the cool thing is the canyon in Carlsbad, it's like that same canyon that connects to La Jolla, where, it goes 200, 300 down to 1,200 feet. And it's only like a mile offshore. So I measured it out. It's not even that far of a paddle. Literally, it's just like, it's almost like the La Jolla MDA or the MPA, but there's no regulation there. I mean, obviously you can't go 600 feet. The depth is still a thing. If you're looking for rockfish, you can't fish rockfish over 600 feet, but I mean, we can go out and get 400 feet, no problem, just like a mile offshore. So that canyon, there's a finger of it that comes right into Carlsbad too. So I know we never fish there. I've seen some videos of people doing it. I've seen YouTube videos of some dudes catching like yellowtail out there and rockfish, but I think I'm going to try it out. I'm going to go see what the canyon has to offer. There's got to be something out there. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to go fish that deep in the canyon, but without having to deal with, like, where else can you do that in a kayak? I don't think really anywhere. In Carlsbad is what I know, and it's only like a mile offshore, so it's a pretty small paddle. So if you guys want to join in the adventure, hopefully the surf's good. Obviously, it'll depend on the surf. Like today, this week it hasn't been bad, so hopefully it holds up. It's been the usual like 3 foot significant wave. Um, Timing's like 7 to 8 seconds. I mean, that's not bad. Obviously, if the surf kicks up and it's really big surf, I'll have to abandon that. But if it holds up, I think I'm going to do it. I'm sure there's calico out there, and I see some of the sport boats like going in that area too. So I think it'll be fun. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna go scout out Carlsbad. So maybe it'll be the spot. I'm excited. It's someplace new. It's like uncharted territory for me. Um, but I know that I see some videos, but they're pretty rare. So I don't know why people aren't out there. I don't know if the surf launch is too hairy, or if it's just maybe it's not a known spot. Maybe it just doesn't produce, like La Jolla. But every time I've seen people go out there, they seem to catch. It seems like there's calico, barracuda, the same top fish, and I've seen people catch the yellowtail out there. Um, but I'm also interested in the depth, being able to, that the 600 feet depth has been open this year for the California fishery. It's like maybe you never know what's down there. If nobody's been dropping that deep, there might be some huge ass rockfish that haven't seen lures in years and years and years. Future MFFC out in Carlsbad. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna check it out. So definitely, Cal. If it's good, I'll let you guys know. It'll be a good adventure. Something different. We always have our usual spots. San Diego Bay, Mission Bay. We got the secret spot. We go to La Jolla. We got our solid areas. I try to scatter it out a little bit. Last year I went up to like Dana Point up in Orange County. That's actually the same distance for me as like San Diego Bay. So it's like the same distance. I went up there, but I was kind of unfamiliar with it. It wasn't that good. But I kind of went in the winter too. But it's my understanding too, in Dana Point, you can go out past the jetty, and the jetty's not that big. And then you go up north, and there's kelp beds up there too, and you can catch lots of sheep's head and stuff. So, I mean, that's another option we have as well. Go out there and some different areas. So just look for some new land. Not like we need to. Not like the fishery's dried up here, but sometimes it's just fun. Change of scenery or going something different. At least for me, I kind of like the new adventure. Of going to a place you've never been before. I'd also like to go like way down to South Bay. I don't really do that enough. Launching out of like Chula Vista, going through South Bay and San Diego Bay. I think that'd be pretty awesome. I know you guys did it last year, and I didn't join, but you guys were going like bat ray fishing or shark fishing or something. That'd be pretty cool. Definitely. Let's see what else we got here. I wish I lived near Mission Bay, San Diego Bay. Yeah, you're up in like north above us, right? Saltwater Slayer. Just got to make the best of it, man.
Zachary's taking his wife tourmaline mining for their anniversary.
Oh, nice, Zach. Tourmaline mining. Where are you going?
Their anniversary. How many years?
You're going out tomorrow, Zach. I think, right, Eric? So if you guys want to go out, Eric's going out tomorrow to the bait barge, right? Or just San Diego Bay in general. But I think the bait barge is what you said. That's right, because that's why you were asking about the slow pitch jigs at night. And the night fishing kills me. It's rough. I've only done it like 2 times, but actually only once where I like stayed out to like 12 or 1. The other time I came in at like 10, but still I got back at like 12, and that was pretty late. If it's like past 9 o'clock, it's past my bedtime. 6 or 7 hours away, man. Yeah, that's pretty far.
Where is that? He must be Central Coast then.
We'll have to make a trip up to you. Once you get a kayak or something, you'll have to go over there. Well, Roman's from that area too. So Roman from Fishy Hour, guys, check out his channel. He is from that area, so I think he knows some of the ground. So we'll definitely have to make a trip up there for sure. I think that'd be awesome. They're going to the Coronado Bridge. Eric and Zach, you guys are going to Coronado Bridge. That'll be fun. Oh, the bridge. I thought you said barge. Okay. Yeah, that should be cool.
Camping and kayak fishing would be fun, Dave Rage.
Yeah, camping and kayak fishing. Heck yeah.
Camping where?
I don't know about camping. I'll get a nice hotel room. You guys can camp. I'm like a glamper. I'm all about the adventure, but like at the end of the day, I like to stay in a nice hotel room or something, or someplace comfortable. I mean, I'll go out all day. I'll fish for 16 hours. I'll go hunt. It don't matter. I'll go hiking, but it's just like at the end of the day, after all that, like I'm not really into like sleeping on a dirt floor and like a little vinyl floor and a crappy sleeping bag. Like going to have a nice dinner, nice hotel. Then we get up and do it all over again. Glamping style.
Pala is the mine he's going to.
Is Oxnard not worth it? Saltwater Slayer 7 hours away. It might be a fun adventure. I mean, you never know. Sometimes it's just about the adventure, right? He's trying something new. It's not always just about, you know, going somewhere to kill it. If you got a kayak or something, you're like, hey, I got a kayak and let's go out. I think you guys would go out there just to go see it, go fish with you, go say what's up. You know, it's not always just about slaying, or you come down here and visit us. I think it'd be cool too. Yeah, I don't think it's 7 hours. I think Cal's right, like 4 to 5 hours. I mean, that's still a haul, but it's that far away.
San Francisco's
Yeah.
freaking,
I mean, it's pretty far, but maybe they get something different. Yeah, Zach, you're launching out of Tidelands. That's cool. Where you guys plan on fishing out there? Tidelands. I never really catch big fish out there. A ton of fish. I mean, I think you can do 50 fish a day in Tidelands, like easy. I've been out there and just absolutely smashed them like all day, but I never get anything like huge. You can go to like that little nursery area, like across the way, over where like that protected reef is. There's like little baby fish there, little micro spotties. And then if you launch and like just take a left out of Tidelands, there's like a rift there. If you follow the shoreline, where there's like a nice drop where it literally drops like 10 feet. And if you just fish that channel right there, dude, all day too. Just drop a micro jig or an Ed rig or anything, and they'll bite like crazy. Moored boats too. The moored boats there, I've had a lot of success in. Again, nothing giant, but there's fish everywhere over there. I don't know if that's just where they like the babies are born, or I don't know. Nothing of size. The biggest, maybe we'll count one legal there, like that one random dock that was like over to the, when you launch and then take a left. There's like that one like single dock there. Actually, caught a pretty big fish right there by the pilings, over by the ferry landing. Yeah, that's a good place, Cal. There's probably, actually I shouldn't say that, right? We went to Tidelands and I caught like that 30+ inch halibut over at Tidelands. So I don't catch any big spotties, but I caught my personal best halibut right over there in Tidelands in those docks, over where Cal's talking about. That's where I caught that monster ass halibut. That thing was huge. It was like 13 pounds or something like that. Right there in the docks, like in the middle of the slips, which is crazy. Not out in the middle, not out in the channel. I just tossed the A rig out with some curly tail grubs on it, and that thing just smashed it, which is crazy. So maybe his friends are back there, the halibuts. Yeah, over by Joe's in the marina. Yeah, for sure. That area is like that's the halibut area. Right there where I got it. You caught a bunch of 15-inch spotties launching from Tidelands. Really, Leonard? Dude, that's cool. Where do you catch them over there? Like the big boys. Like you can catch, man, they're everywhere over there. Over by like the seawall too. You know where the Dole, the tankers are, or where the ships, wherever the ships drop their supplies. Right there on like that corner where it ends, there's a ton of fish too. Or like just off the seawall by like 10, 15 feet. They're always down there. Just throw a little jig. It's a little deeper there too, so I probably definitely could bring some 40 grams. 40 grams or 60 grams, and they get smashed. You can fish in the tuna harbor just north of Seaport Village. Can you fish? I mean, there's no fishing signs. Usually in the kayak, unless there's like military signage, you can usually pretty much fish anywhere. Unless it's like specifically says no. There is that section right there where it says no fishing or do not enter. It's like right past the tankers, like the Dole containers and stuff. There's the buoys there where there's like an artificial reef, and I guess a sea turtle lives there or something. But unless it's like specifically labeled, yeah, man, you could probably fish it. Yeah, there's tons of areas in Tidelands. Maybe it's just the times I've gone, because it seems like I've only ever fished Tidelands in like kind of like the winter months or the end of season. I don't think I've ever gone like June, July, August. I'm gonna have to get out there and test it out again for sure. Because I've always gone like, it seems like the off times, but with good success for sure. Zach, surprised you're get a room. Have the band outdoors. 8 tribute at 8 tribute to Bruno Mars. Damn, Dave Rage, Casanova over here. Tuna Harbor's the go-to for fishing. Yeah. Listen to Danny. He knows. He's a slayer. I'm excited to see yours and Salty's match. So we all fishing that same day, I think, too. Yeah.
I have your winner for the salami challenge.
Yeah, so we got the winner for the Wheel stickers. More stickers. We had the sticker raffle. If you commented on this video, the correct answer was salami. It was, what did the little boy say? Somebody ate his what? And the answer was salami. If you watch my last video, you can go see that. It was pretty funny. He was crying about somebody eating a salami on the boat. Do we have a winner?
We have a winner.
And the winner is?
Sound Fishing.
Sound Fishing. Congratulations, man. You won 2 stickers. 2 submission fishing stickers.
We need your address. And Stingray and Salty Dingler.
So send me your address in Discord. If you don't want to send me your address, that's fine too. Maybe just send me a message and I can meet you. If you ever go fishing with us or whatever, I can give you some too. Or if you just send me your address, I'll throw them in an envelope and send them over. So congratulations on that. And yeah, thanks for the support, man. I always like that. You're always giving me good feedback on the videos, so I appreciate that. Trying to get better as we do each one. But yeah, man, it was good. Rough week, injury wise, and we're almost there. Almost a fishing weekend. Got lots of good stuff going on. We got the night fishing. Remember that, guys? Go out with Eric and Zach. I'll be out in Carlsbad Saturday morning if you guys want to do it. Based on the surf. So I should preface that. If I wake up and the surf is terrible, I'll just abandon that. Then I'm going to go out Sunday, have the tuna report. So everybody's going out. It's exciting stuff. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. You know, I'd love to answer them. We've got a few minutes left before we roll it up, but just give me a shout out. Oh yeah, we had one thing I noticed too was that I wanted to bring up last week was on the, remember when Jesse, I don't know if Jesse's in here, but he kept missing bites. I want to ask if you guys have experienced this. He kept missing bites on his slow pitch. This was when we were in San Diego like 2 weeks ago, and he kept missing bites, and we were like, oh man, I don't know what's going on. And then Eric had told me he was missing a bunch of bites that same weekend. He was like, he was getting bites and stuff. Anyways, that day, at the end of the day, I passed Eric, passing the bait bars, and I went to fish the docks at the end of the day. I think everybody was off comms and stuff at this point. So I went to the docks and I started fishing, and lo and behold, I started missing bites too. I was getting smashed. I was getting bites, and then they were just coming off. And I think it was exactly like Eric and Jesse were explaining, was that something was coming up and getting in the lures. And of course, you're thinking, oh, it's spotties, right? It's all spotted bay bass and the things. Kept getting bite, and this happened probably like 3 times. And I'm like, dude, what the heck is going on? So I downsized my lure to a little tiny 10 gram lure, and I threw it. And then I started catching, and I was posting the pictures in the Discord you guys saw. I think I caught that blackfin croaker. It was a pretty fish, but I'd never caught one before on a slow pitch. And I've heard they don't really bite jigs that much. And then I caught also a gosh, it wasn't a croaker. It was something else, but it was another little, it was the fish you usually see by the riprap or in the surf. It was it was a perch or something like that. It was another black, one was a black croaker, and the other one was like a little perch or something like that. But anyways, I'd never have seen those fish in the docks like that. And that was the cause of all the short bites, is that I don't think you guys were getting hit by spotties and then losing them. Because you guys kept saying, like, I know Jesse kept saying, oh, I'm keep losing the bites. I keep losing the bites. And then I was doing it too. And when I went back and really downsized, because those things' mouths are like tiny. And I don't know how they're eating these jigs, but I've never heard of them like eating the jigs like that. Whenever we catch those, it's like, usually little tiny hooks on peas or mussels or small cut bait. But if you guys ever experienced seeing like the croakers and stuff under the docks right there, that was I never have. So I don't know if like if it was a water change thing or whatever, but it was happening all day because I caught one early by fluke, and then one later I had the blackfin croaker, which was crazy. But I think that was explaining the mystery bites that everybody was having that day. But yeah, it was freaking crazy. I've just never seen that. I've never seen them in the docks like that close, and then going after the jigs. It's pretty new.
Did you already talk about Danny Boy fishing? Tuna Harbor is a go for fishing. Did you already talk about
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah,
then
Danny was going there.
Zachary said my front and back hooks sometimes get caught on each other.
Your front and back hooks get caught on each other, Zach. Yeah, usually that happens on the slow. I don't think there's anything you can do with that. Like the little small, the one that's labeled actual has slow on it. They're like it's a little shorter profile with the two hooks and the one in the back. I don't think it's that big of an issue. Just undo it. Just undo the hook. But I've never had any problems with it, like not catching fish or anything like that. For the ones that don't, that have the treble hook, switch it off and just put a smaller hook on the back. And I don't think they'll get tied up. But yeah, I've noticed that too. It's like every couple casts you pull it up and like the bottom hook is, and they come from the factory like that. So it's not like that's how they designed it. Oddly enough, it's like clearly they don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's really been a problem either. So I would just fish it, Zach. Don't worry about it. Off the docks in San Diego Bay last. So Leonard, you caught a black croaker off the docks in San Diego Bay last session also. Yes. And have you ever caught a croaker there before off those docks like on a jig? That's crazy. So I think that was the short bite culprit. Everybody I think was assuming that they were just missing spotty bites. It was crazy because they fight like hell too, and it's like you think you got it. I think they were just holding on to the lure and then taking off. They weren't getting the hook in their mouth. But it was a pretty good fight.
Eric caught two salami.
You caught two salami? Something like that.
Zach never eat a salami and catch in the bay.
Yeah, dude, don't eat bay salami. That's probably bad news. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm sure Coach knows. We gotta ask him about Croaker Gate. Why there was Croaker patrolling the docks eating micro jigs that day? Man, that was wild. Did you see something new?
Any other questions?
Hi, Mom. Welcome to the show. Jean Marie. She's going with us on the 28th. You're gonna slay some tuna. We got a rig set up for you, so it'll be fun. Yeah, if there's no more questions, man, nice having you guys. It's cool hanging out on Thursday. If you're not watching this live, if you're watching this on the YouTube replay, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll answer them the best I can. Like I said, I'm not an expert in everything. I'm just trying to get better like everybody else, striving to get that black belt. I'm not there yet. Probably not even close. Got many years to go. But I like enjoy fishing. I got some knowledge. If I can pass it on. If I don't, man, we got plenty of people that know. So it's a pretty good community. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, chat's popping off right now, Zach. It's pretty funny. But yeah, somebody here will have the knowledge. And check out Fishy Hour. If you guys are new to this show, check out Fishy Hour show. Roman does one Monday, and then Roman with Brian, bay fishing on Wednesdays. Just a wealth of knowledge, guys. I mean, you guys want to get better at fishing, not just here in San Diego, but anywhere. Saltwater fishing, freshwater. We pretty much hit all areas if you guys want. So if you something else you want to see, you guys want to talk some freshwater. I know a little bit of freshwater. I'm not an expert, but I did some trout fishing in my day. Not really a freshwater bass fisherman, but I know plenty of people that we can bring on here that it definitely drops some freshwater bass knowledge.
Eric, I'm putting them in the mail tomorrow.
You need more stickers? Well, Eric, you won stickers. So Jessica's been slacking. She didn't mail them to you. We were just talking about that today. So tomorrow we'll mail those out. So you won 2. So you get 2 on the house. He said sound fishing. Hit me up with what you want to do. We'll send you some.
Stingray. And salty.
Yeah, Stingray, salty, you guys too. So we owe you guys stickers. But but yeah, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. And
Submissionfishing.com.
we'll see you out there in the water. Submissionfishing.com. If you don't have your fish frosting, go get some. Go put it on the bottom of your jet ski, on your kayak, whatever you got to do. And yeah, we got some more products coming in, guys. And it was awesome. Excited about Spotty Wool. Seeing you guys compete. Those of you going on, congratulations. It'd be cool watching how it all plays out. And until next time, we'll see you guys on the water. Bye.